Shri Kalanidhi Viraswamy.
Sir, thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to speak on this bill, sir. Sir, Ayurveda, as we all know, is a very rich traditional form of medicine which has its roots in India, sir. And I would like to quote a famous sage, if not the greatest of all sages, from Tamil Nadu, Thiruvalluvar, sir. He has said, "Noi nadi, noi mudal nadi, adadanikum vai nadi, vaipachayal." This translates to, for a doctor, first you have to identify what a disease is, and then you have to find out what is the cause of the disease, and then identify what is the treatment for the disease and give that correct treatment to the patient, sir. So this has been said even 2000 years back, and this is the time when even the Ayurveda system of medicine was prevalent all over the country, sir. So having said that, Ayurveda literally translates to life science. It is not about medicine. It is also teaching you about how you should conduct your life so that you can lead a healthy life. And apart from that, you can also have medical and surgical techniques were also used even 2000 years before even this modern form of medicine had evolved, sir. And one of the oldest forms of being one of the oldest forms of medical practice with great medical and surgical knowledge, they have a saying in our place, sir, where I come from. They say, "Ayiram pera konna ara vaidyan," which actually translates to, if you kill 1000 patients, you are half a doctor. But this is actually a misnomer because a lot of people don't understand the exact context in which it is said. It actually means "Ayiram vergalai kondral arai vaidyan," which means if you kill 1000 roots, then you will be half a doctor. This goes to exemplify the essence of the medicinal use of herbs and roots in the olden days, sir. So thousands of roots are being studied by these doctors where they have to analyze what roots are useful. And if we have learned these things from nature, sir, one of the greatest example is like for the snake poison, the treatment was identified by following a mongoose. When a snake bites it, the mongoose goes and rolls itself in some leaves and it gets cured of that poison. So this is the basis on which the treatment for snake bites were identified. Similarly, we have learned a lot from nature, and this has evolved over several thousands of years, and Ayurveda has come to be in existence. A lot of people are under the impression that Ayurveda treats diseases with only medicines. But one of the oldest surgeons belong to our country, Sushruta, who has written a book called as Sushruta Samhita, which is available even now, where he explains in great detail about the different surgeries that can be done. It used to be a very common surgery used to be rhinoplasty, sir. Rhinoplasty is surgery of the nose. So a lot of people might be wondering why rhinoplasty is so popular 2000 years back. This dates back to our culture of whenever you have somebody who misbehaves or when they want to get punished, they used to chop off their nose. So this used to be a form of punishment which was there, and if you see the Ramayana, even Surpanaga had the same fate, where her nose was cut off. So because there were so many people without noses, Sushruta had devised a procedure, and even today in plastic surgery, it is described as an Indian rhinoplasty flap, Indian nose flap. So this is very popular, and Sushruta is considered as one of the founding fathers of plastic surgery, sir. So to that extent, the surgical expertise of India has grown. And apart from rhinoplasty, they were also well versed with the art of treating urinary stones, where they used to do surgeries for removing those stones, and they also used to treat cataracts, sir. Cataract, where there is it results in blindness. They were able to treat that, and they were also well versed with the art of suturing, how to suture wounds. And in fact, there is one story, I don't know if it's true or not. They say they used to allow the large ants to bite the edges of the cut wounds and then chop off the head so that they stay in place. And this used to be the most primitive form of suturing which was done in those days. And apart from that, the Ayurveda does not only concentrate on giving medicines and surgeries, sir. It also talks about prevention in the form of yoga, meditation, nutritional sciences, and massages. But because these do not have any medicinal value, probably these should be kept separately as preventive medical systems, and they should be working on that, sir. And the other thing I'm talking about is I would like to concur with what our honorable member from Congress, he had mentioned that giving special status to one particular institute, we are not doing any great service to this science. If you want the Ayurveda to be promoted, I am aware that Ministry for Ayurveda exists, and I believe that you should form, just like how you have for the Medical Council of India, there should be a council established which monitors the functioning of the practitioners all over the country, where they should be able to have some reports about if some quackery or some other issues are happening over there, and the appropriate action should be taken. And similarly, they should have journals, more and more number of journals talking about the right medicines which are available and new research which is being done. All these things should be incorporated in this form of medicine, because though I am a plastic surgeon, I understand the value of Ayurveda, and I have great respect for all forms of medicine, and whichever form of medicine is going to be useful for society, I think that should be encouraged, and we should patronize those medicines for systems, sir. And having said that, there is another thing what they talk about in Ayurveda. It is not just that the medicines come in bottles and things like that. A lot of the English medicines what we are consuming today have come from some roots and herbs which were used in India, and it was taken away by the Western world and repackaged and sent in capsules and bottles back to us, sir. And also in the preparation of these medicines, I believe that there are some texts which describe about what kind of utensils should be used, what kind of fire should be used to light the fire so that the temperature can be maintained at a particular degree Celsius, and what is the distance between the firewood and the utensils which has to be, where the medicine has to be prepared. So they had such great, they've gone into such great detail to describe how the medicines should be prepared also. So this shows how advanced our system of medicine was about 2000 years back, when probably most of the Western world was not even, they were probably walking on 4 feet rather than 2, sir. With this thing, I would also like to say that the government should provide adequate funds for this particular department to encourage more research, because I am sure that more medicines and more knowledge to take out the texts of past texts and translate it, and to get the wealth of the secrets which are hidden in those texts, sir. Thank you very much, sir.